Hi, this is Virginia Powley with USA, California. As many of you may know, I do a lot of videos supporting Hua Hua, and I've decided to take a different route this time. And those of you who know me know I hate talking on videos, but I feel that it's something that needs to be discussed, and in my heart, I think it was time for me to discuss it out loud. And this is in reference to I Really Want to Love the World with Chenyu. He brought up depression. He's a spokesperson for this depression song. And it's kind of hard for people who don't suffer from depression understand what it is that the person is feeling. And then the person who suffers from depression doesn't have any physical illness that you can see. It's all within. Now I am doing this semi in the dark, and I'll wrap it back around at the end to explain why I'm doing it this way. I'm doing this free form. I don't have any scripts. I'm speaking from my heart. So forgive me if along the way during this video I may pause or stumble on my words. I'm just trying to find the right way to say things, and I want to speak from my heart so then you can understand the pain within. Just like Hua Hua does when he does the performance on stage. I'm going to take out all the doctor's mumble jumbo, because sometimes I even leave my head or leave the doctor's appointment scratching my head like, what in the world were they just saying? So I'm going to try to describe it as easily as I can. And some of you may get it and some of you won't, and that's okay. When a person is suffering from depression, they do get relapses, just like an alcoholic. There are such thing of depression. It's a long life battle, and it's a battle within yourself. We have triggers. It could be a smell. It can be a song. It could be just a simple memory. Somebody can say something. A song can come on. Holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, dreams, you name it. It can trigger it. So what you need to teach yourself is how to keep grounded and be mindful. Because what this does is it takes you back to that hurtful place, and then you start reliving that hurt. So what essentially happens is like a hurricane that comes towards you. Most people will run from the hurricane. However, when we're not mindful of where we are, we get sucked into this hurricane, and you get tumbled around. You're spinning and spinning with everything in that tornado. Yourself, with your emotions, your thoughts, your hurt, and it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. And if you never ground yourself and realize that you're relapsing, ultimately that tornado stops, right? But everything you've been spinning with is now what you become. So when the tornado stops, it drops you to the ground with all that pain. And instead of hitting the ground, you go into a hole. So now you're in a dark hole with all that pain. And as you get more sucked in, you're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the black hole. until you cannot see light anymore. Then what happens is the dirt starts piling on top of you. So now you can no longer even have the ability to crawl out. Because now you're in this hole with dirt on top. You're being buried. So what happens is you're stuck. And because this is not a physical ailment, people don't see it. If you had alcoholism, drug addiction, you see that physical ailment. So you can see when that person is relapsing. It's easier to accept that illness. It's easier for family, friends, step in and say you need help. And with depression, you don't see that physical ailment. It's all internalized. So by the time you know that your loved one is depressed, they're probably already in that hole because nobody even noticed the first step of being sucked into this tornado. It's not easy to explain, and it's not easy to admit. There's a big taboo around depression. But you'd be surprised on how many people in this world suffer from depression from all age groups, all the way into elementary school. Children now are killing themselves because of depression. And the one thing you hear about loved ones when they lose somebody from depression is, why didn't I see it? And then they beat themselves up over it. And you shouldn't, because there's really nothing physical that you will notice unless you know that loved one so much to understand when they're starting to relapse. And that's just something you got to work on with your sister, brother, uncle, mothers, fathers, children. Just get to know them. I will say this, if a depressed person is trying to reach out to you, that's because they trust you and they believe in their heart that you love them. They know you can't help them. They know you can't take that pain away from them. But what they're hoping for is for you to say, I love you. I care about you. How can I help you? And you may never be able to help that person yourself, and that's okay. But understand, just like an alcoholism, family members step in and give them help. That's what you should do for your loved one. Reach out to somebody that is in this field that can help your loved one. Because if you don't, they will be stuck, and a lot of times ending up wanting to kill themselves. They're not killing themselves to hurt you or anybody else. That is not the reason. The reason is they can't stop the pain. And that is the only reason. The pain, again, is not physical. It's inside. So now with that said, what I'm going to do is turn on the light. And this is what you see. See, I'm smiling, I'm happy, there's light around me. You don't know I'm in this darkness. Look, I'm fine. And they do that. They want you to think they're fine. So it's a very dangerous illness. Because they will put up a front. And the worst thing you can do for somebody who reached out to you is to tell them, get over it. I don't understand why you're feeling that way. It's stupid. You're the ill one. You're the problematic, you're making up shit in your head, whatever you come up with, that's attacking them. And that actually makes it worse. Never ever say those words. And if you don't have the right words, that's okay too. Just say, I love you. How can I help you? Maybe they just want you to listen. That is probably one of the best gifts you can give to somebody who does suffer from this illness. So this is why I'm doing this special video for Hua Hua's song, I Really Want to Love This World. Because people who suffer from depression really, really, really want to love this world. But sometimes that tornado throwing them in the hole, the dirt piling up on them and piling up, they just can't love the world. And in essence, they stop caring. I'm not asking everybody that has suffered from depression to come out and open themselves. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine, but I'm hoping that I can reach to at least one person. So I'm going to check out now. Thank you for listening. And I love you all, even the ones that's probably going to make negative comments. Bye.